I'm Bethany Black and I play Helen in Banana. This section is called Helen's Haunts, wherein I show you around Manchester's fashionable Manchester. This is actually Piccadilly Basin, and we should be going up towards the northern quarter. We're starting here because in this building up here, this is where my character lives. This is the Calico Flats from Banana and Cucumber, and that is where my character lives. And here, this building that we're standing out in front of right here, is where I used to live. In fact, this flat here was mine, and a lot of the things that happened to me in Banana are things that also happened to me in real life, so that's where it gets a little bit confusing, especially when I realised I was filming directly opposite where a lot of these things happen. At the end of Oldham Street, which is at the far end of the northern quarter. It's where the northern quarter becomes Ancoats and things start getting really scary. The next postcode over, just on the opposite side of Great Ancoat Street, is where my car has been broken into on 12 separate occasions. This is the Frog and Bucket Comedy Club, Manchester's oldest purpose-built comedy club, which is where a lot of famous Manchester comedians started out or have at least performed. Both Johnny Vegas and Peter Kay were resident MCs here. This is where Peter Kay did most of his sort of earlier stuff. This is one of the first places I did a gig in Manchester. I think it was like my third gig I came to perform at the Frog and Bucket and was absolutely terrified. I managed 1.5 minutes the first time and then banged my head on the side of the stage as I went to leave it and gave myself a mild concussion. We are on Edge Street, which is right in the middle of Manchester's hipster area, which is where we store all of our hipsters. This is, you normally can't move down here for penny farthings on a Saturday, and ironic beards. This is also the site of the great hipster fire of 2009, when 27 hipsters were killed when a small kindling fire started in one of their beards and quickly spread to surrounding hipsters. Like I say, where you kept most of the, what is technically known as an irritant of hipsters, which is of course the collective, the appropriate collective noun. We even have hipster builders. That's how hipster this place is. We out London Fields here. And on the 6th day, God created Manchester. During the sort of like late 90s Manchester boom, this was like the place to come. This was where you went to go and get your hooded tops. This is where you went to look like a prick back in the 80s, and it's stayed that way ever since. This is where most Mancunian children learnt how to shoplift. But it was full of goths, it was full of baggy kids. Now it's, again, as with all the rest of the Northern Quarter, it's often full of hipsters, although they all claim to have been here before it was cool. And here we are opposite, also one of my favourite old nightclub. It's Moho Live, but I've never seen a car park more perfectly designed for getting drunk and fighting in. This is what you need outside. This is no Mancunian nightclub is complete without a place to have a fight after you've had a few drinks. But yeah, this kind of brings us to the end of our tour of the Northern Quarter, which is where I personally lived quite a lot. I now moved out because as I'm getting older, as all lesbians do, we start to move out towards the countryside. I now live in Lesbianshire, or Levenshulme to those of you not from Manchester, with my girlfriend and cats, obviously. I love the dirt, the urban decay, all of the other things that you get around this part of town is absolutely fantastic. It's part of what made me fall in love with the city, and I hope that having a look at this has helped you fall in love with it a little bit as well. I'm Bethany Black, thank you.